Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Izola here with Flick Direct, and I just watched The Long Walk. There is a Blu-ray release that just came out, and I thought I'd share my thoughts on it. So grab your popcorn, sit back, relax, and let's get this started. So first, I would like to preface this with going through the movie that The Long Walk is not for everybody, especially not the younglings. It is a little difficult to sit through, but it's very well done and it will stick with you. So just be aware that it's not for, I guess you could say, the faint of heart. It's rough, but it's very well done. So in this timeline where the movie takes place, life is really rough. And each year there is a contest where 50 young men literally will walk until there is only one left. So it's kind of like this really crazy contest to the death. Fall behind the 3 mile an hour pace, step off the pavement. If you get 3 warnings, I mean, there are a lot of rules, but if you fail any of those, you're done. Like, there's literally no sugarcoating it. You fail, you die. The movie is literally just about the physical and mental grind of the journey, and they do an exceptional job with portraying that on the screen. It's dark and it totally earned its rated R rating. So, again, why I say it's not for the younglings. The good thing is, though, is that it doesn't feel like one of those B-rated type of movies. And I love B movies, don't get me wrong, but it just didn't feel cheap, I guess would be a way to explain it, or over the top. The way that they filmed it, the way that it was acted, it's just a very difficult but really good watch. You're literally watching what keeps these guys going so that they can make it to the end where literally only one of them is standing. And during that time, you also see friendships being made, which is kind of difficult in itself because you know that your friend that you've just made is not going to make it at the end, or you're not going to make it. I mean, you hope it's you, but again, it's a very difficult and emotional type of watch. The acting is fantastic, and the director made really good choices on how to show the walk and how to show the emotions and the friendships and some of the horrific scenes that occur as well. Again, it's just an overall well-made movie. And because of this, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. So my review here is actually for the Blu-ray release for The Long Walk. And even though it's not the 4K UHD, it still does not disappoint whatsoever. The movie has this intentional vintage look with desaturated colors, and it just really works well with the overall storyline. You're also not going to have those super crisp, clear views because, again, it's an intentional look, but the skin tones are a little washed out. There's nothing too glossy. Again, the transfer really just helps to sell that there's no hope left kind of feeling in this movie. Again, beautifully filmed, and the HD transfer holds that up really well. Now, having said that, there are some scenes that are pretty sharp, and maybe show a little more detail than you would like, but again, it works. It's showing more of the horror of the whole situation and what these people are doing just to win this contest. And there is a very strong reason as to why a lot of them need to win this contest. So, yeah, it's again, the video transfer has been done in a way to where it's soft when it needs to be soft, sharp when it needs to be sharp. Even when you don't want it to be, you understand why it is done the way it is. Beautiful, absolutely fantastically shot. And because of all of this, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 for the video. And now on to the audio. Audio wise, the Dolby Atmos mix does not disappoint. It is solid. So you will be very happy with the audio overall. The movie is mostly dialogue, so you're not going to get what we normally get. So don't expect huge soundscapes. I mean, this is not Guardians of the Galaxy. And I only bring that up because I just rewatched it again, for the heck of it. Sometimes I like to go back and watch old movies. Again, why I have so many movies in my library. And again, even though this doesn't have that same type of shoot 'em up, galaxy, over the top soundscape, the sound quality is perfect when it needs to be perfect. You're not going to miss any of the sounds. You're not going to miss any dialogue. It's just really, really well done. You're going to hear those little things like the wind, the breeze blowing. There's these very particular little sounds that are going to come in that just fill in that negative space in regards to sound. Birds chirping, the gunfire, like you'll hear those pops. And there's a lot of gunfire, surprisingly, for what you're watching. But again, when you watch the movie, you'll understand why there is. But again, the sound works nicely. The Atmos track is not disappointing. It's clean. It works. There are literally no complaints there. And because of this, I'm going to give the audio a 4.5 out of 5 as well. And now on to the extras. And here's where things get messy, I guess you would say. But if you've been watching my previous videos, I've pretty much decided that I'm not even going to start rating these anymore because what's the point? I'm just finding that they're either getting too relaxed on what they give us, even in the 4K UHD releases. That's where you would think that they would put all of their money towards with extras, I guess. But yeah, I mean, this Blu-ray really doesn't have anything. Now, if you want to pay more and get extras, you can get the 4K UHD release. But in all honesty, I don't really think that it's probably worth it. This movie is good. You want the DVD for the movie itself. I don't think that the extras would be beneficial. But having said that, there is at least one big extra in this that I think you guys will enjoy. So on the Blu-ray, you have Ever Onward, The Making of the Long Walk. It's actually pretty good. And to be honest, it's basically like 5 featurettes stitched into one. So it's not short by any means. And it's just very interesting to see how it all started, how they filmed it, the changes that they may have made, because this was originally a book. I believe it's Stephen King's first novel. Carrie came out first, but this was written first. So little tidbits here and there. So you're kind of seeing how it goes from concept all the way to finish. I also like how they talk about production challenges and also how they came up with the casting, like who they chose to be in the movie. I always find that stuff very interesting because you're just getting a better understanding as to why they chose who they chose for those particular parts. And then also struggles that they've gone through. So look, if you're a Stephen King fan, this is definitely something, even with the extras, that you're gonna want to watch. But also, you're getting another film. And I swear, everything, there's just such a resurgence on King novels and shows and movies. Like everything's coming up. Stephen King. So it's definitely a good time for him, I suppose. Again, I'm not giving it a rating, but I did want to make sure that you knew what you were getting with this Blu ray release. And again, I still think you'll enjoy the featurette that you are getting. So it's, again, quite interesting, but no rating on this. Overall, this Blu ray release is really well made. You've got a great movie, albeit some tough sights to see while you're watching it. The acting is fantastic. Audio and visuals are solid. We never have really any issues. 4K, you're always going to get something a little better visually, but they usually tend to stay with the Dolby Atmos. So the Blu-ray's got Dolby Atmos. It's really not necessary to upgrade to the 4K UHD, unless if you can tell the difference, it's very minor. Again, extras are lacking, but it doesn't it isn't really lost on this type of movie or this release. I don't think that bloopers would really be something that you would want in it. Maybe some deleted scenes, and that could be with the 4K UHD. Like I said, that release does have more. But again, I feel like the featurette that they do provide, which I should say it's 5-in-1, is really a good consolation to not having all of those other things. It's a wealth of knowledge, and I think that you guys will really enjoy it. Again, I just, as difficult as it was to watch, really enjoyed the movie. I was impressed with the audio and visuals, the acting, everything was just solid. And because of this, it gets an overall 4.5 out of 5. Now, the good news is that the release is already out there. So you can go in stores today or online and get your copy of the Blu-ray. It's available. Again, I don't think that you need to get the 4K UHD, but if you just prefer having that, by all means, you can go and grab that too. But I think that you will be very impressed with this Blu-ray release. And with that, this concludes my review of the Blu-ray release of The Long Walk. Please be sure to like and subscribe to all of our channels so you never miss out on any entertainment news. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.